Welcome to Homespun Humor with the Austins. Hi, I'm TD, and today I'm going to tell you a shocking story. When I was about 8 or 9, my dad had a little one stop store next to our house. Outside the store was a single gas pump and a pole with a light on it. Well, that light, however, did have an electrical short. My brother Harry, who would have been 6 or 7 at the time, loved to climb that light pole so that he could sit on top of the gas pump. Well, since the light wasn't on during the day, the electricity was turned off. Harry was safe. Nothing shocking ever occurred. But one night, Harry had been particularly annoying to me. I made an excuse to go over to the store. Harry, of course, followed me. As I entered the store, Harry, as usual, began to climb the light pole. I watched as he reached out to touch the metal gas pump, and I flipped the light switch on and gave Harry the shock of his life. For a few seconds, as electricity raced through his body, he was suspended in midair between that light pole and the metal gas pump, screaming and stammering in pain. Well, eventually, I did feel sorry for him, so I flipped the light switch off, and he fell to the ground, writhing and shaking and moaning and groaning. And I walked up and looked at him and said, "Gotcha." But that wasn't the end of the electrifying adventures at our house. Merely one of the beginnings, you could say, because Harry does learn from the things that happen to him. And then on a rainy day, just a few weeks later, as we made our usual stop by Pop's store on our way home from school, on that particular day, Alvin, a boy in Harry's class, had followed us home. Now, Alvin thought he was the toughest dude around. Following Harry into the store, Alvin bought a Coke, and he went out and sat in the drizzling rain on the concrete base of that old metal gas pump. See, he was just so bad, he'd sit in the rain to drink his drink. Well, Harry saw this, and he moved slowly over toward the light switch and watched out the window as Alvin leaned back and rested his back against that gas pump. And Harry waited. And then he began to move his feet and brace them on that old light pole. And at that point, without hesitation, Harry flipped the light switch. A blood-curdling scream came out of Alvin's mouth as he lay jerking and squirming on the ground. Now, I have to admit, Harry was frightened by what he saw, and he quickly turned the light switch off. And he ran out of the store and into the house next door, yelling, "Mama, Mama, you gotta help me!" And my mom looked at him and said, "What do you need, son?" He said, "You gotta get me to Mexico." And she looked at him and said, somewhat puzzled, "Why do you need to go to Mexico?" He said, "Because the police are going to come to get me for murder." Yeah, poor Harry. He thought he'd unkill that boy. Just gave him a good experience, I guess you could say. Well, in any event, thank you for listening. Join me next time for more homespun humor.